Hi, it's Elisa, aka Vegan Included. I'm here with my brother, and you can introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Ever. I'm a video producer, podcast producer. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
And big question: are you vegan or plant-based?
I wouldn't call myself vegan or plant-based, but I am very familiar with the lifestyle and the food choices that it has. But I wouldn't call myself one of those.
And what is this like? What do you see like the lifestyle as, or the food choices? Do you see them as very different compared to yours, or because you eat majority of the things I make, and what do you think about those and compared to your diet?
I don't know if it's like maybe you as like a chef, but I mean you make really good food, so it tastes good. And if I go somewhere and I eat, like I know that you make like your tofu scramble is always like on point. So like if I went to a restaurant and I got tofu scramble, I'm expecting it to be like just that good. But if I went somewhere and it wasn't, I'd be like, oh, you know what? Maybe it's just like the way she cooks is better. But I mean, I kind of see it like being vegan and like choosing the option to always be vegan is like, is it the same thing? Like for me, like I'll eat pretty much anything. But it's like trying to stay healthy. Is it like when you go to a restaurant and there's like a big cheesy, greasy hamburger versus like a grilled chicken patty hamburger, you know? Like choosing that healthier option, and then like in the moment you're like that greasy burger sounds good, but then later on you're like I'm glad I got that grilled chicken. Is that what it is? Like just choosing vegan?
Do you mean like for me personally or like in general?
Both.
So I don't see like vegan as like, because you can be vegan on like a super unhealthy diet, and I think it's based on like why you go vegan. Like if you go vegan for the animals or for health. Like I think I went vegan more for the animals. So I don't see that like healthiness of choosing a cheesy, greasy burger compared to having a chicken grilled burger, you know? That's not something that plays into my like food option like choices.
Okay, so we talked about like, I asked you, is like being vegan, like choosing that healthier option.
Yeah, I don't feel like being vegan is just definitely always choosing the better option of like health. Because sometimes you have those vegan options and it's just additives and what would you call them? What would you call like not organic? Yeah, like the substitutions, but like what they're made out of. Like they're just made out of like you know, like Beyond Meat kind of stuff, like how that is.
Isn't that like all like vegetables and produce?
Well, it's 100% plants, but majority of it is just, it's not vegetables. It's, what's the word?
Like byproducts, synthetic?
Yeah, it's synthetic, like little compounds. So I don't know. Would you feel like being healthier is eating like those, like having more chemicals and stuff in your foods, or would you feel like you would like be happier with just knowing that, oh, this is tomatoes and oats and rice? Like, which one would you feel like better eating?
I mean, I wouldn't mind if it was like, if I'm eating like bread and I knew it was made out of like rice or something, I'd be like, that's fine. But if I was eating bread and I was like, oh, this was like grown in a lab, you know, or like with the meat, oh, there's like lab grown meat now. I mean, if there's enough testing on it and like you don't get cancer, yeah, I'll eat it. Like, no doubt, I'll eat that over regular grown meat. Mostly because like, if it helps the environment, I'll do it.
So, like, would you ever go vegan? Or, like, plant-based, like...
If the meat was plant-based, I mean, like, or like lab-grown in the sort of way, what I'm saying. But would I go vegan? No. I'm not really grossed out. Which is, I think that's why you're vegan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really grossed out by that, by the meat. So, I wouldn't go vegan. I mean, there's just no really reason that I want to. For me, it's just like a choice. I just wouldn't. Unless, like, I don't know, what would make you turn into a vegan?
I don't know, like, I see animals, right? And I see, like, a dog or, like, a cat. And I imagine that cat or an animal with, like, a human in it. It's, like, disgusting, but that's the way I see animals. I see animals as, like, the fur coats, but with human bodies inside.
And that's why you're vegan?
Yeah, because it just grosses me out.
What about chickens?
Whenever we had chickens one time, you remember? Like, we had baby chicks and we were growing them. And I just got so grossed out from eating those eggs. And just, like, imagining if I saw, like, not like a dead, but just, like, an undeveloped chicken inside of those eggs whenever I was trying to make an omelet, you know? That's what grossed me out from eggs. And then chicken, because I realized about, like, chicken breasts, like, how they would, like, give the chicken breasts, like in the factory farms, like, shots. So that's why their meat was so huge and they just develop so quickly that they just fall over.
Are you talking about the hormones?
Yeah, how they add the hormones in to make them bigger, and then just like how they're not supposed to be like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that's the problem, why not just buy like the hormone free and like all that kind of stuff?
'Cause I feel like those chickens are still treated as bad as like the chickens in like bigger factory farms.
Well, that's exactly the reason you pay more, is because you're paying more for that high dollar chicken that doesn't get the hormones, doesn't have that like scientifically made food for it. It's just eating like organic stuff. And when it gets to you, it has none of that you're talking about.
I see what you mean, but it's just like there's still like some corruption, because you can say I'm getting this chicken from like not having as such a bad life as all the other ones, and like this one's ethically like, you know, done, but you can still have a bigger like a company owning that smaller like farm. They're not just gonna be named that one farm that you get that hormone chicken from. You know, more people are going to natural brands, so big companies are making themselves what's called greenwashing. They're basically greenwashing their chickens.
Ooh, new term. Watch
yes.
out. She coined it. What about small businesses then? How does that play into like being vegan? Is that something that's been there with being vegan, or is it like a new thing that's coming on?
Like
small business and like veganism.
So you mean like small like vegan cafes, like that kind of like stuff, which you mean?
No, like in Austin, what's that place that we went to get your cupcakes from?
Capital City Bakery. You can read about that in my last blog post.
Wow, what a plug. No, but like, okay, so that, for example, that's a small business, right?
Yes.
It's not like a corporate thing. It's just like somebody started a business and it's
vegan.
It's vegan. So what I'm saying is like, okay, if they're vegan, all their products must be vegan also.
Yes.
So you're like, okay, if I'm going to get cakes, I'm going to go to this spot, this business, because I know it's vegan. So like, are you looking for other like vegan businesses, and are you supporting them, or are you still going to those big chain stores that, yeah, they'll have like a little small section of vegan items, but the rest is like pretty much non-vegan?
Oh, okay, so Yes, I do try to go and eat locally at vegan restaurants in Austin. I feel like you're more likely to get what you want, and since like there's a shift in more vegan options being accepted, there are a few options at like big chain not restaurants, fast food stops. I don't know. But I feel like it's just better to go to those local ones that are, just there. And they have more creativity, like, in their foods and, like, options. Because they are vegan. Like, majority of the people that do work there, they know what people want, like, as vegans and what you miss. Like, oh, I miss, like, grilled cheese sandwiches. Okay, we're going to have grilled cheese sandwiches with soup, tomato soup. It's kind of like that.
So what about, okay, when you say vegans that it's food and like food feelings and like textures and flavors that they miss of like, non-vegan foods, like the example you gave is grilled cheese. Why would you choose to go vegan and then you still crave the flavor and the texture of that? And why choose to recreate it?
I think it's because, memories with food. Like, what's a memory you have, like, of your food? Like, what's your favorite food that's like, oh, this memory?
It's got to be pizza, hands down.
See, as a vegan, you don't get many pizza options, like, that are fresh. You can get frozen pizzas, but it's not the same as going to, like, an artisan, like, pizzeria, You aren't getting that crunchiness. You're getting the ovenness crunch, That's what it is. And for me, I just barely tried cheese, like making quesadillas or whatever, maybe a month ago. And it was like, cheese out of a package. That kind of grossed me out, not gonna lie. It was just too much of a realistic, just flavoring of it. So I think it just depends on what like options you get and just the brand of it.
What are the hit and misses of those like recreations? Like, for example, you said the cheese was like the individually packaged sliced cheese was a miss. And I know that you had said that you've seen I think Beyond Burger patties of the meat.
The
like,
Beyond Meat.
That was a miss for you also. Like, can you give us like more of those?
The Beyond Meat had the little rectangle package where it was like you have to mix in what you want, like with whatever you like. And I was trying to make burgers that day and just moving it around and the texture in my hand, it was very meat-like. It was cold, it was chunky, it was red. Something about that was just so nasty. It felt so wrong. Like I was just handling just raw beef.
But didn't they hit the mark with that?
It tasted very meaty. I can say they did a good job in just executing that project of meat, But I just wasn't ready for it. I was not ready for that.
What about, you ever heard of the Just?
Oh, the Just Egg? Have you tried it? I have not tried it.
I haven't tried the Just Egg, but I've tried the Just Mayo.
How was it?
It tastes like mayo. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, and there's like mustard and like ketchup that I've seen so far. But I know that they have like a bajillion other, like, probably not a bajillion, but a couple other products that I've seen.
And what's like your favorite vegan product, like,
my favorite
you've had?
Vegan?
Like, it be like frozen or condiments or like, I don't know, drinks, food.
Man. Like, tofu is up there, like, just for its like versatility. That's S tier because it goes crazy. Like tofu scramble, you can like chop it up and like fry it, and like you got little tofu strips, and those tofu strips, oh my goodness, put some barbecue sauce on there, batter them and fry them again, and you got like little tofu chicken strips, tofu chicken nuggets. It's endless. Yeah. Tofu is good. I'd say for like snacks, vegans have like some pretty good snacks. But I'd say they have way more snacks than like actual food items themselves. Because like I go to the store and I'm like, oh, let me see if there's anything that I can like bring home so you can just like throw in the microwave or the oven. And I look and there's like nothing. But then there's like a bajillion bags of like vegan chips.
Yeah, that's a thing. Like you said once, like as a vegan or a plant-based eater, like you're constantly preparing your food. You're constantly thinking about your food, even though you don't mean to. I feel like that's just a thing. Like you're just based around food, but you get really hungry. I don't know.
I'm hungry all the time too. What's it like meeting another vegan? Like before you even talk to the person, do you know?
I don't think you do. Like I don't have vegan senses. I don't know if I met another vegan. I don't believe so.
What you never met another vegan?
No, maybe like vegetarians, but I started being a vegan whenever like February. You know, I've just been in lockdown this whole time.
In February? I felt like it was way longer than that.
No.
I remember that you tried going vegan a while back, maybe like a year ago, and you said it was too hard. What happened in February that really made you stick to this?
Well, whenever I tried to become vegan the first time, it was just, I was not as much into cooking as I am now.
Was that in part because of Corona?
No, I think it's just because I'm a college student and, you know, you need to cook to save money. I didn't want to go out eating all the time. And the first time, I don't think I knew, like, all the options. And I didn't have as many, like, vegan influences. Because since I started Instagram, like, I see all these vegan feeds and, like, they give me inspiration on what to eat and what to cook. And, like, why not try that with that, you know?
Yeah.
So that helped. All right, guys, and that's it for today. Thank you for watching. This is Ever, my brother again, and I am Vegan Included, aka Elisa. Bye.